In the Far East, Kung Fu isn't just martial arts, but a term to mean master skills in any art form. It's well-deserved praise after years of seriously hard training. In today's crash course world, can a novice achieve Kung Fu status overnight? We put this to the test in Kung Fu Kitchen. This week, Kung Fu Teppanyaki. Kung Fu Kitchen! Japanese lesson number 1. Teppan is a noun for iron plate, yaki, the verb for grill. Together, teppanyaki means many things: a restaurant, flying knives, a juicy piece of steak, an expensive dinner, and kung fu chefs. Teppanyaki is Japanese food for a Western palate. It features a hot tabletop where chefs cook right before your eyes. The main feature of this dinner is the performance. A teppanyaki master is able to juggle food with seasonings and keep customers entertained all at the same time. Culinary multitasking. Can anyone reach these kung fu standards in less than 3 days? This woman thinks she can. The Disciple. Lisa Dumani is no newcomer to food or Japanese culture. In the rolling hills of Napa Valley and in San Francisco, she's a multitasker as well. She does pastry and runs 2 star-studded restaurants with her Japanese husband.
Being married to a Japanese man is not necessarily influencing my cooking flavor profile so much. It influences more my technique. I think it's tighter. I rely on Hiro a lot for presentation. I can make all the parts, and I know that when you put them together, they're going to be really good.
Husband Hiro does the savory, while Lisa's delectable desserts made her the pastry princess.
In pastry, you have the luxury of time, and in Teppan, you don't, because it's cooking right now, really fast. I never, ever want to stay still and stop learning, so why not? I do what I do, but nobody sees it happen. They just experience it at the end of their dinner. So all of a sudden, I'm going to do something where my performance counts? I don't know.
Today, the princess goes over the hill and far away, across the Pacific to the home of another suspension bridge, Kobe. This is prime beef territory, Japan's brown gold. The kind that's best set on silver as it flames to juicy perfection. Beef is the reason why Kobe is home to teppanyaki and why teppanyaki is all over Kobe. But is there reason for a master to take on an American disciple? One of Kobe's most popular teppanyaki is a rabbit's hideout. This is where Lisa will find her master. The Master! Terada Koji, or Ko-chan as he likes to be called, was born in the year of the rabbit. The restaurant is named just that.
一番はお客様に喜んでいただく。そのために料理してパフォーマンスして。だからやっぱり気持ちが一番僕は必要だと思います。はい。
Ko-chan is a man of few words and plenty of action.
Now I'm really worried because this is what I have to learn.
A disciple with limited Japanese and a quiet master. The teppanyaki challenge will be, well, challenging. The challenge. Lisa's Kung Fu Kitchen challenge is based on a menu featuring tofu with konnyaku, flaming shrimps, Kobe beef with Mount Fuji, and bean sprouts. At the same time, she will have to rattle implements, flip a lemon, clank a salt shaker, reverse catch said salt shaker, twirl the pepper mill, flip butter, speed cutting, make an onion volcano, and samurai sheath a chef's knife. So many things, so little time. These stunts take a number of years to master. Lisa has given herself just 3 days to cook and perform before the paying clientele.
Meat fork.
Meat fork.
Yeah. Tartan.
But I have to hold it here.
Yes.
Okay.
Teppanyaki offers more than prime Kobe beef. There are lesser morsels. They begin with a cheaper protein.
I like the dancing tofu. Salt.
Tofu is plain and simple. Just add salt and pepper.
Okay.
Okay.
He's telling me to be careful not to burn myself, since the first thing I did was burn myself. There's not much distance between here and here, and you just scrape your knuckle along the hot teppan.
Ko-chan's tofu comes with tartar sauce and roasted garlic on a splash of soy.
Haha. More might be going on the teppan than on the tofu.
To keep food fast and flowing, the teppan must be spotless, and that has to be done with aplomb.
I think I'm taking the metal off.
Not all surfaces are equal. There are parts that will make a rabbit jump and parts that won't.
Dancing bunny.
Konnyaku is a yam-like vegetable jelly, high in fiber and texture, no flavor. It needs seasoning. Lots.
You started this way. No, I'm not throwing it. So even though at the beginning I put down little things like I put down the tofu and the bunnies, I put them down when I should. I didn't put them as close to the heat because they're really supposed to jump. Because I'm still a little unsure of the heat. I've got to just use it. Get over it, use it, put it in the hottest plate, and let it take care of itself.
And okay.
Pepper! I think that was a trick that he didn't tell me about, was the pepper that comes up when you're trying to do that. Maybe better tomorrow.
Teppanyaki isn't quiet. Not because the cooks are clumsy, it's because they are expert clankers. Clanking is one of Lisa's kung fu challenges. There are some unwritten rules in teppanyaki. Between straightforward and convoluted, go for the convoluted. Lisa, the pastry chef, learns to juggle with seasonings.
There's not a feeling of safety. I'm afraid for them.
The other rule of teppanyaki is to follow the law of physics. At the end of day one, Lisa has learned that to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Teppanyaki is a post-war creation. Its genesis lies in street food and harsh times. Soon after the war, so it's said, families brought whatever scraps they could find and had them cooked outdoors on teppans made of airplane parts. They produced something very similar to okonomiyaki of today. Another yaki forebear is takoyaki, hot balls of octopus.
This is so beautiful. Look, you can see the piece of taco coming out of it. They're so nice and big. This is really a really great takoyaki. It's just, so good and steamy. I have to have one more. Ah, these are little fried bits from like tempura batter. So they give it that little bit of texture and crunch. It's my first takoyaki lesson.
Very good.
Very slow, though.
No.
Okay.
Very good. Okay.
The lightning speed comes from years of practice and agile fingering. Lisa finds that for teppanyaki, she has way too many fingers.
Oh, I think I understand, but I can't do it.
Today is the second day of training. The small pepper grinders are fake, but they pose a real challenge.
Those salt and pepper shakers, you know, they're not real. So you don't have to worry about over seasoning anything, so it's just sort of getting a rhythm and something that looks like a show, because I can't do what he does. Yeah, these won't go away though. He's crossing them and over and throwing them around and stuff, and I just can't. And then he was showing me if you have it at a certain weight point, it comes back to your hand easier. And so that helped. I gotta stop doing that. I never could juggle. I can't do this now. I do it with something sharp. Can at least catch them if I just do one at a time. Really good at this. Really, I'll do better with shrimp, I promise.
Lisa has to learn 9 stunts. Ko-chan pushes ahead with the butter dish throw. He starts off with an onion.
Oh, so back here.
Yes.
Okay.
こっちやったら、まあ、
Okay.
こっちへ掘るね。
Throw it at myself.
Yes, yes, yes. こっち、こうじゃないと少し。
Now I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Put a pivot in too.
Yeah. はい。
Not a good idea.
Having done only 1 dish and 3 more to go, Lisa now has to tackle shrimp. Ko-chan's term is synchronized swimming. It's complicated. There are several steps to grilling shrimp. Flatten, flick back, stick, rotate, slit, rotate, stick, flip, cut, rotate, slit, rotate, sauce, drink, flame, slide. In the hands of a master, it seems effortless and entertaining. In the hands of a novice, you duck for cover.
Ooh.
Maybe a little too far. I'm going to go get my food now.
Teppanyaki wasn't always full of show. Back in post-war American-occupied Japan, teppanyaki started as before-your-eyes cooking, very similar to sushi restaurants. Restaurant Misono adapted that concept to include a teppan and ingredients for a Western diet. The idea of theatrical cooking developed when Rocky Aoki exported teppanyaki to America. Chef Hiroshi Mihara used to work with Rocky. Back then, they entertained with cutting styles. Onions were stylistically chopped. They didn't become volcanoes. Over the years, more complex stunts developed and ideas were exchanged across the Pacific.
That's more like pastry.
The volcano onion is a feature of modern-day teppanyaki.
Ooh.
I'm so excited.
Sliced, delicately balanced, infused with brandy, and boom,
Ooh.
Mount Fuji.
I'd like to keep my hair though.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. That was great.
It's great.
Yeah. Interesting technique. That's completely different.
The onions are part of the steak and onion dish.
This way first.
The steak is the expensive part. Every wrong cut is a few dollars down the drain.
It's a different cutting way. In American cooking, you put the fork on the meat. In this one, you put the fork to the side and you cut using it as a guide through the whole knife. And it makes perfect sense. And so it wasn't hard to do, but initially it was like, what? Where am I putting this?
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing the volcano at the same time, and something that I guess is sort of moving on the table, and it made the volcano slip over, which then you're distracted by the volcano and the meat starts to overcook. And so you have to use your time wisely. I ended up overcooking the meat because I was paying attention to the volcano because I want the show while I'm cooking the meat. Next time, I'll move the meat off to a cooler place so that I can put the volcano back together. Better to sacrifice Mount Fuji than meat. Meat is more important. And I also learned the salt trick. I tasted yours,
Yes.
and it tastes good. The meat has salt and flavor.
Yeah.
I tasted mine, no salt. I went da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No salt flavor.
Oh.
I have one little hole.
Yeah.
You? Hey!
Yes.
You have 3. Yeah.
たくさん
Yeah. It's the chef trick.
たくさんしないといけない。 違う違う。ね。
Okay, now I have some salt.
はい、セーム。
No.
The Japanese take pride in their cutting techniques. Lisa learns quick chopping with bean sprouts.
Very special knife.
Okay. Special bean sprout knife. Wow. No, I can't. It's going to take another day of practicing. Oh, this way. Okay. Hayaku, more faster. Go faster. Yeah. Ah!
多分ここ
Loose wrist.
テク
Like sand through an hourglass, time is filtering away.
Ouch. I think I burned myself 3 times.
はい。
Daijoubu.
大丈夫
Today is D-Day. Today, Lisa will be performing to paying customers. She practices on her own. The volcanoes still pose a problem. They keep falling.
I have a feeling this was much easier yesterday.
Lisa has learnt all the dishes, but still has a lot more stunts to go. There is one in particular she just can't grasp.
It's harder because it's not a motion that I've ever participated with. It's just nothing in my life said, you're going to flip this around. I didn't twirl a pen in school. I never did any of those things. And so the idea of physical to me is quite different. It's more actually truly physical as opposed to rhythmic physical. And so for me, we're really outside of comfort zone.
Ko-chan has decided on a plan B. Instead of twirling the grinders, Lisa will play them. Lisa has one final stunt to learn. Reverse catch of the salt shaker.
I hadn't ever done that before. I've never thrown anything behind my back to catch. But I did notice when he was doing it, he turns just a little bit. When I understood that, it helped it make sense. It didn't make it a lot easier, but it stopped flying like across the room.
Just when Lisa is ready, she gets a note about her style.
Okay.
にっこり笑って
Thank you.
そうそうそう
As night falls, she's not sure how she will do with the following challenges.
My little bitty. See, I have a bruise and a scrape, all from the pepper shakers. Really, it's not that bad, but it sounds good. Cooking war wounds.
As dinner approaches, Lisa does a final practice round. But with all the lessons and the short time, she's forgotten the steps, and stunts that she knew she had down pat fail.
I'm forgetting. No, I can't. Yesterday was much easier. Thank you. Mount Fuji doesn't need to be in such a hot place because the alcohol keeps burning off. And then the meat needs to be in a hot space also so that it cooks quickly. That part I'm still feeling pretty confident about. Those shrimp that give me so many troubles.
The Judgment. 3 days after her arrival, Lisa Dumani of Napa Valley, USA is serving teppanyaki to paying customers in Kobe, Japan.
Bouncing funny.
After an easy start, Lisa comes to the big-ticket items.
Synchronized swimming. So we're going to build Mount Fuji, and because I'm from Napa, Mount St. Helena. Bye-bye.
It's all over. No one was hurt at dinner.
Yeah, the performance was really good. I can't believe that you could actually build that up after 3 days.
I like fires.
Me too.
And what about Master Ko-chan? Were her efforts kung fu enough?
合格点でしょうね。細かいところいっぱいあるんだけど、お客様に対する気持ちとか、僕はとっても良かったと思います。はい。合格点あげたいと思います。はい。
As they say in physics, everything that has a beginning must come to an end.
I did it! I made it all the way through. It might not have been really pretty, but I did it, and I'm pretty happy with it.